Hello and welcome to the beautiful West Beach on a Wednesday night. You are tuning in live to our special International Women's Day round. It's not a round, it's International Women's Day, but you are being joined by a full female commentary lineup tonight. Welcome. We are on Ghana land today, and my name's Lana Kaesler. I'm joined by double Cath Coral medalist Steph Trzynski and also Cath Coral medalist twice. Sorry, I'm sitting between two double Cath Coral medalists, Kylie Weatherstone, and we're about to watch a matchup between the Sturt Falcons and the Seacombe Tigers. How are we feeling tonight, ladies? Yeah, the girls.
Yeah, the girls. What a great night to be down at West Beach. I hope we've all packed our layers. It's a bit chilly. But the wind's nice and still, so I'm looking forward to a really good matchup between these two teams. I think they've both got a lot to bring to the table. Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens. Kylie, what do you think?
Yeah, at least there's no heat. That's, one really good thing about the Wednesday nights. As a pitcher, you like to keep warm, and so a cool night is definitely going to be in the pitcher's favour.
There you go. Well, two pitchers. You guys are going to have some epic insights tonight, that's for sure. So let's have a look at what we're starting with tonight. So Seacombe at the moment are sitting at the bottom of the ladder. However, they have really pushed some teams this year, and I think you can probably agree with me, Steph, just from, I guess, playing against them all season, that they've definitely come a long way since their first couple of games. Sturt are currently sitting second on the ladder. They have had an absolute home and hose the last few games. They've really snuck through with some wins, but have just been really dominant, both in the field and with the bats. So it should be a good lineup tonight.
Yeah, Seacombe have been around the mark for a lot of games and just fell short more often than not. But I am absolutely expecting them to bring it to Sturt tonight. And that young lady on the screen who's pitching for Seacombe Tigers, Araha Munro, is going to be a huge part of how they do tonight. She's been super integral to keeping this team together. As we see Sarah Tonkin leading off for the Sturt Falcons in the top of the first inning.
Yeah, Seacombe have got nothing to lose tonight. Just go out and have some fun, see what happens, and just enjoy, facing a really good opposition.
Very consistent leadoff hitter in Sarah Tonkin for the Sturt Falcons. We don't have any definite stats in front of us. However, I'm more than happy to make some up. So I would say Sarah is well more than hitting over 450 with a strong on-base average of over 600.
How much did she slip you before the game?
She's gone for a running bunt. She's taken it up to first base. Seacombe do the job in the middle and get an out, but what a wild start. Sarah Tonkin trying with a running bunt, but a very good play from Araha in the middle.
Yeah, real sneaky there by Sarah. She is definitely what I'd consider a long ball hitter. Puts the bunt down. Araha there as the pitcher fields that ball, just tosses it over to Georgia Tonkinson covering second. Good opportunity here to go around the diamond for the Seacombe Tigers. With Araha pitching, we've got Brianne Lint catching, Becky Havas at first base, Georgia Tompkinson over at 2, Rosa Vergara at shortstop. We've got Brooke Moses at third base, Bianca Pash left field, Ashley Carr in centre field, and Sigrid Schumacher in right field.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, cool.
A big cut by Neve Adams there, really going hard. A nice up ball pitch from Araha. What have we seen from Neve in the first sort of games after the Christmas break?
She's been pretty consistent there in the 2-hole for Sturt. Quite impressive when you look at the calibre of the lineup for her to be able to sneak into that 2-hole. Pretty well disciplined, does swing a pretty hard stick. I'd say has a lot of success left side of the diamond. Definitely also speedy in that 2-hole, could drop down and bunt, but has been a really good sort of playmaker there for Sturt in that 2-hole.
Another big cut, just falls foul by Neve, so she'll be sitting on 2 strikes now. Kylie is a well-renowned South Australian pitcher. If you're up 2 strikes on a batter, what are you throwing?
I'm having some fun.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw something that's just enticing. Nothing fat, obviously. Make them chase it. You don't want to have 3 in a row. Just see if you can get them something to make them pop the ball up or hit the ball as an easy out.
And she's done that.
Yeah, good pitch.
done that. 3 good cuts by Neve, but she just is over top of the ball there. And Seacombe have 2 out with none on. However, I feel like the commentary team that's not always here always says, but that brings up the dangerous Belinda White.
You nailed that one, Lana.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sturt definitely looking to Bell to get something started in this first inning. Draw out some pitches from Araha.
Just had a comment in the side of my ear here. Bell's batting over 550. And that's a very good batting average here for the whole season.
Not too shabby.
No. So where do you throw her?
I'm going to sit this one out.
Well, Araha has had some success with that. Ooh, that was a nice pitch to catch Bell looking. Araha does have that really good sort of top spin on the ball. She's quite a spinny pitcher. For Araha to go low and away with that sort of off-speedy spin, then I'd be interested to see if she's going to continue to get Bell to bait and try and get her to swing at that off the pitch, or you can come up and in on the hands.
Bell sent that right side. Oh, it's actually a very, very good catch by right fielder Sigrid Schumacher. That looked like it was potentially going to drop in, but she covered some awesome ground there to take a catch for the 3rd out. And Sturt are 3 up, 3 down, 1, 2 and 3.
Yeah, and you can see right here in the CMAX clinical replay that right field Sigrid is quite deep on the likes of someone like Belinda White hitting. You had to cover quite a bit of ground and to catch that ball almost basket style, which could have been more of a regular routine out if she was stood at, you know, more of that conventional spot, but she was pretty deep on someone like Bell, as you should be.
All right, we are flipping ourselves over. We're just seeing Natasha Straps get clapped out by her teammates. It is her 300th game for the Sturt Falcons, but in a post that I saw before, she's played well over 500 games in the Adelaide Club competition. So a very, very cool stat. A big congratulations to her. I know she's grown up around West Beach and around the softball diamond, so huge congratulations to her. That's an epic achievement.
And a very famous name on the back of her top there as well, the Straps name.
What do you know about the Straps family?
Her sister-in-law, I think, would be Rebecca Straps, used to pitch for Seacombe back in my day, and what a fantastic pitcher she was. She was definitely someone that when I was learning how to pitch that I looked up to. Becca, even her brother Ray, who just came and gave us a nice hot drink to get through tonight. There's just then both a very famous family around in the softball circles.
Huge congrats. We've seen some interesting movement throughout the Sturt lineup. Do you want to run us through their lineup defensively, Steph?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think one of the big things to take away from the Sturt defensive lineup tonight is young Olivia Durham in the middle of the circle for Sturt, which I would believe would be her first ever A-grade start. Not sure if it's her first appearance, but really exciting times for the youngster to get the nod tonight for the start for International Women's Day. Ollie's pitching to Sarah. We've got Tash Straps at 1, Rachel Tonkin at 2, Neves at 3, Bell White at shortstop, and outfield left to right is Abby Bastion, Maddie Cameron in centre, Abby Kennedy in right, and we've got Riley Moore, who is hitting the DP for the pitcher, Olivia Durham. And for Seacombe Tigers, we've got Rosa Vergara in that lead-off spot. She's been sort of mostly sat around that 2 spot this season, so looks like with the absence of Sasha tonight, Rosa has jumped up into that 1 spot.
She's punched that one foul to the right side for a foul ball, and Ollie Durham has her first pitching strike tonight.
Woohoo.
Fantastic to see some juniors coming up in the pitching. I only saw her the other day in a pitching under 16 game. I thought, wow, who's this? She's got a beautiful action, nice snap there, and good on her for being out here tonight. It's something, you know, hopefully the start of her career. Well done.
Yeah, can confirm I coached. I'm not gonna say I had any help in her pitching abilities because she was already fantastic. But Ollie came away with the South Australian schoolgirls team last year, and as a very, very young 13, 14-year-old, and she did fantastic. And she's now just got her very first A-grade strikeout, and I think she's pretty stoked about that. Very, very cool.
Yeah, good on
Yeah,
her.
that's a great out for Ollie. You can see a little smile on her face there too, which is awesome to see. Especially Rosa has been quite a good hitter for Seacombe. I know just recently she had a few good hits in our game on the weekend.
Yes,
Lana?
she did. Yeah, she made some great contact against us on Saturday, and yeah, she's been really punching the ball hard. So that's a big out for Ollie to get.
Brings up Bianca Pash in the 2-hole. She just slings over the top of that one. Ollie doing a good job of hitting some corners early on, especially making that big jump into the A-grade level. The one thing she can really control is just her own pitches and where she's hitting spots. She can't control the hitters and who's coming up to bat, but one thing she can control is just hitting those corners.
It does give her a lot of confidence to know the field behind her is such quality. She doesn't have to worry about anything else than just what she's concentrating on with her pitching.
Fancy being 14 or 15 years old, having an Olympian at shortstop behind you, right?
Exactly right.
Not a bad place to be.
Puts it into play to Rachel Tonkin at second base and is called out. Very fast runner, Bianca Pash. Rachel Tonkin did well to move up the middle there and make a good play. And similar to the Falcons when they were hitting, we now have 2 out with Becky Havis up to the plate.
Rachel does a really good job of fielding that, taking no transition steps, just loading and going, and Ian Gray has a good punch out at first base.
Good slow-mo. Again in first for a strike on the very dangerous Becky Havis. Probably their most consistent hitter, I would say, in their lineup this year. Has sent 1 yard a couple times, I think. Another call strike for Ollie Durham in the middle. Sarah Tonkin doing a good job behind the plate, calling a good game.
Yeah, Becky hitting 326 on the season. Does have a home run so far. Definitely has long ball power. Also relatively quick runner. Two strikes, 1 ball on the batter.
Very open stance. I was just watching her feet then. It's not you know, what you've always taught to have your feet at the same together, you know, in one line, but she has a very open stance there, which makes her susceptible to throwing the ball on the outside of the pitch because she has to reach right across to get there. So it's interesting where they're going to pitch to her here.
You've almost predicted that last pitch too. Not only was it low outside, it was off pace. So
Perfect
that's a
spot.
Great call.
Yep. They're going there again. Just missed.
Yeah, a nice pitch. She's got good pace, Ollie, for a small woman, really, because that's where she's playing in. She's playing in the Premier League competition, so it's good to see her here. Another mix of pace there, trying to catch a swinging Becky Havis. We've got a full count on the batter. It'll be interesting to see if she comes back inside.
She's got to throw best pitch now.
Yeah, Ollie definitely living on that outside of the plate. She's had quite a bit of success there as Becky fouls that ball off.
So 2 out, full count, looking for the 3rd out here to send them into the 2nd inning. And she's gone for the off-pace outside. A very, very dirty-looking change-up, if I do say so myself. Miss Ollie Durham, her first outing in the circle, has 2 strikeouts from 2 good hitters. Well done.
Perfect pitch, wasn't it? Beautiful to watch.
That would have absolutely strung me up too.
I think most of us would have on that one.
And great job by Sarah back there behind the plate to call those pitches. Ollie herself out there has a lot of faith in Sarah and her knowledge back there, and she's able to mix in the right pitches and get herself on the board with a couple of strikeouts.
Well, obviously one of her weapons is a change of pace like that. She throws it, so the idea of throwing a pitch like that is to make it look like every other pitch, and she did that absolutely beautifully on that one.
Absolutely. So today is International Women's Day. For everyone watching at home, woohoo! Is a global day celebrating the social, economic, cultural and political achievements of women. The day marks a call to action for accelerating women's equality. And what better way to celebrate that today by watching some of our young leaders in the sport, some up-and-comers, some of our veterans, all in one game. And we have, for probably one of the first times, an all-women commentating panel, which is really exciting.
We bloody love it.
I know both ladies here to my left I'm really excited to be here with. They're definitely both ladies that I really look up to personally. So what a great day to celebrate that. And just bring that to our attention.
How beautiful of you, Steph.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I really liked that. We're going to touch on a few inspirational females throughout tonight's broadcast. There are a few around here who are shooting some messages about it today. Softball's an awesome sport to build each other up, so we're going to have a chat about that. But at the moment, we've got Maddie Cameron in the box.
Maddie Cameron, in her own right, is a wonderful leader for a lot of the youth, the up-and-coming stars through the Sturt Falcons and the whole of softball South Australia and Australia. Maddie has spent plenty of time on the Aussie Spirit Australian Open Women's squad and has a part of that SA Stars National Championship winning team.
She's gone to the left side, very uncharacteristically of Maddie. Normally she likes a bit of a line drive ball, but she's chopped that one in between the karaoke gap between shortstop and third base, and not untouched, so she comes away with a safe hit, the first for the night for the Falcons.
Yeah, just getting the ball into play, making the other team work.
So the 300 Sturt Falcon player is up. Butchered that a little, but Tash Straps is at the plate, raring to give it a good crack. It'll be interesting to see if they shape for a bunt here.
It is early in the game, but it might be worth getting Maddie in scoring position.
Mm-hmm. Getting a run on the board, always makes you feel a bit better, doesn't it?
Just putting a bit of pressure on the Seacombe defence too.
Oh, that would have been epic. So we have had a bunt attempt as we were all just having a chat about. That has popped up in the air, and catcher Lint behind the plate has nearly bare-hand to catch, which would have been pretty spectacular. But Tash Straps lives to see another day.
I was just frozen on that. I couldn't get words out. That would have been so epic. I think the whole crowd sighed
held their breath.
Or that, yep. That's the one. Sighed after the fact.
Yes. High for a ball.
It would have been a good catch.
Here it is on the CMAX clinical replay as she just bare hands it, juggles with it. You can see Bree just that holding her own breath, that sigh of, I don't know, disbelief.
Oh, bugger.
Oh, bugger. The oh, bugger sigh. Thanks for that replay there, team.
Living through this at bat, she's got a couple more balls on her now. I think she's obviously looking to drive the ball somewhere instead of the short game. Oh. A pick-off attempt to Maddie Cameron, who's having a generous lead off at first base.
Definitely worth an attempt to throw it there.
Definitely worth an attempt, yeah, especially when people are being a little bit cheeky. Attempt was unsuccessful. However, I think she'll be a little more special about where she leads off to. Tash Straps to third base. Attempts the force out at second base, but they've been called safe at second. So the right play, Brooke Moses has gone for the lead runner at 2. Just not in time. Maddie Cameron stands up safe at second. Tash Straps stands up safely at first.
Yeah, great running there by Maddie. As soon as that ball hit the deck, she was on her bike, knowing that there'd be a play at 2. Yeah, for Seacombe, I think in that sort of scenario, might have needed just to look up, see where the runner is, see that there's not a play there, and go somewhere where we know we're going to make an out, because now we've got runners on 1 and 2 with none out. So interesting again to see if Sturt attempt a bunt to take that sort of lead run off.
Brings up Riley Moore to the plate, who's their DP hitter for pitcher Ollie Durham. She's sent this deep into centre field. Coming in for a spectacular diving catch was Ashley Carr. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
She's slid in and taken an absolute screamer. The ball sprayed a little bit but the runners have remained at their bases. So I cannot wait to see this on the CMAX Clinical Research replay.
Ashley Carr having herself a week out there in centre field. Took another screamer of a catch on the weekend. Here's another one too. She's had to run in pretty far, was quite deep on that. Yeah, that was incredible. A lot of the time when you see outfielders take dives like that, it's in the sort of the second half. After they've got the ball, their glove hits the ground, something hits the ground, it pops out. But she's done a fantastic job of securing that, keeping the ball in front. Here we see it on the CMAX Clinical replay. She's had to make up a lot of ground.
We've just seen Abby Kennedy, the batter in the box. First pitch. We're all over the shop because there's so much exciting stuff going on. So Abby Kennedy in the box, another younger up-and-coming player who's just been named in a Australian squad as well. She has just laid down a running bunt, a safe running bunt, which leaves Sturt now with loaded bases and 1 out.
So much happening.
I know.
It was very cheeky, really, with 1 out.
Yeah.
Very easily could have had the second 2 out, but it would still push the runners around. So smart play there by Sturt.
Another exciting player that I'm super pumped to talk about is Abby Bastian, who is in the box at the moment. I think this might be her first official start as well. She's another great up-and-comer, similar age to Ollie Durham. A great junior player for Sturt, really good head on her shoulders, and I think she's going to be really big in South Australian softball coming up. Yeah, so super exciting to see her playing in tonight's competition at a clutch moment too.
I tell you what, the faith that shows that Justina has, Sturt coach, in her players, with runners on 1 and 2 and 1 out, they actually bunt a player, potentially giving up an out to bring up their rookie in this really crucial event. That shows how much faith she's got in that lineup, not only 1 through 9, but the girls that are filtering through, the girls that are on the bench, knowing that anyone is going to come through in that Sturt uniform and do a job for them.
Super exciting. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Bastian in the box.
Has shortened up on the bat there.
Leaves a high outside pitch to make it 2 and 2. Regardless of what happens here, it's probably going to be an exciting play of some sort. Pivots inside the line, hectic play ahead.
Well, it's going to be a momentum shift for either team, really, at this point.
Great word.
Good pitch.
Has a good cut at the ball. A good pitch by Arahar in the middle. Sends Bastian to the bench, but brings up Rachel Tonkin, who is often quite clutch for Sturt. Loaded bases now with 2 out.
Yeah,
nothing about you, Steph, but loaded bases with a batter that you're not sure is what they're going to do is quite nervous when you go out there to the pitch because you're not sure you have to be on your game. You have to be able to throw good strikes, and Arahar did then. It was a good pitch.
Yeah, it was a fantastic pitch, and love to see the passion from Lint behind the plate after that strikeout. She was super pumped for her team, knowing how crucial that out was. As we bring Rachel Tonkin up to bat with loaded bases, so an out on any base here will get them out of a bit of a jam.
Yeah, low for a strike. We've got a 1 and 1 count.
I tell you what, though, if Rachel does one thing really well, it's just get herself on base. That is something she does phenomenally. She'll find a way. She will claw and scratch and get herself on base, and that's exactly what Sturt need right now.
That's what it's about, though.
Absolutely.
Any way you can. That sort of attitude wins you games.
And she shows some pretty good discipline then to show off that low and inside pitch from Arahar for a 2 and 1 count.
She's popped this up. It's going to the right side, and it is caught by second baseman Georgia Tonkinson. And Seacombe do very, very well to get themselves out of a jam. Sturt leaving loaded bases on. Yeah, and we are 0-0 heading into the bottom of the second inning.
We can just see here on that CMAX clinical replay, that screamer of a catch that Ash Carr took in centre field. Look at how much room she had to cover. She gets all the way down on her knees, catches the ball, lands, lets everything hit the ground, but that throwing hand is right there to secure it, knowing how important that catch was as we see another angle here. How good is the producing team tonight, guys?
We love Spacequake.
We
if there's
do.
anything we want to put out there, oh, what a catch.
Love.
How's that angle? Love that.
So good.
And the fact that the runners couldn't go anywhere as well because she got straight up ready to go in case.
Absolutely.
Yep, threw it in.
Yep. Seacombe did very well to get out of that innings. They really now need to bring it with the bat and try and put the same pressure on the Sturt field.
Absolutely. Well, we're talking, the girls today because it is International Women's Day. Kylie, who's someone in your life that you either look up to or has been a role model, or someone that you just want to give a shout out to on the day that is for the ladies?
Now, I come from a different era than you two, so let's just start with that. I was thinking about it when you put that in the post today. I thought that's a really good question. I've probably a few names here that, and someone's just nudging me on the side here. Don't worry, you were in the list. I could go right back to Rosemary Adey. She was the president of South Australian Softball for many years. And the Lady 80s are obviously named after her. To Laurie Brown, to Lindy Radigan, to Jill Williams, who was my first under-13 coach, to more current people like Linda Martin, Terry Lamory. But probably out of all of them, Linda's had the most influence on me. Fantastic player, someone who I was very scared to pitch to. So when I started playing for Walkerville, I was very happy. And fantastic coach. So Linda's probably had the most influence on my softball career, definitely.
That's so special. Belinda White has just taken a screamer of a backhand. Isn't she amazing to watch? Holy cow. Just give her the ball, she'll give you an out. If you missed that, Ollie Durham had about a 2 balls, 1 strike pitch on catcher Brie Lint. Bell takes a knees sliding, gets up to her feet, has an absolute rocket. Beautiful stretch by Tash Straps. Amazing, amazing punch out, yes, by Ian Gray as an umpire too. Man, I love it when the umpires get into it. That's great. Is there anything she can't do, really? I don't think she can bake, actually.
Yeah, right.
I remember Belle when she was under 16s and went away as a coach for state, and I thought, there's a player who, if she
Did you think, wow, she's annoying?
Yeah, well. But yeah, what a player she's turned into.
Great leader, another great inspirational role model for our state.
Well,
really put SA on the map, really.
I feel like unfortunately, I feel like you guys stole one of my people, and that was Belinda White.
Well, no one stole her.
Well,
she just did something cool, and then we had to talk about her. Yeah.
She said, what about me?
Yeah.
I'm here. Yeah. Let me show you.
Yeah, well, what I love about the conversation we had, or we sort of had between us about inspirational women in our life is, a lot of the time it's not just like leaders, it's not people that you see in those sort of leadership roles, not that Belinda isn't, but a lot of the time it's just people in your day-to-day life. It's your own peers, it's your own teammates, and you're the people that can see them doing those sort of everyday motions, everyday things that you can...
you appreciate.
Yeah, that you appreciate, and you can really understand how much of a difference it's making. And someone like Belinda, who's had, quite a zigzaggy journey.
Low and outside for another strikeout for Ollie Durham on a off pace again. She's looking like fire in the middle tonight.
Yeah, she absolutely is. And Sarah's doing such a good job of working that pitch in, because if you overuse that one, it can get a little bit the opposite sort of effect. But Sarah's doing a really fantastic job of not over or underusing it.
Brings up Ashley Carr to the plate. Sorry to cut you off. You were doing such good. It was more just because it was so exciting.
It was so exciting. And Ashley Carr, coming off that catch in centre field, will be feeling all kind of feels coming into the batter's box.
Adrenaline high.
Absolutely. And you can just see Ollie here still just really living on that outside corner.
Again.
I really don't even think I've seen a single pitch go on the inside part of the plate. So it'll be interesting to see how long it takes for Seacombe to adjust. At this point, yeah, sure, we can talk about the second time through the lineup making adjustments. But when you've seen your first 5 hitters come up and every single pitch has been on the outside part of the plate, you really need to make that adjustment from the get-go. It's not really something that you wait till your second time through.
She's in the zone tonight, though. You can tell that. Goes to Tash Straps, ground ball. Very simple out for the 3rd out, and the Falcons get out of that again. 3 up, 3 down off some really epic pitching by Ollie Durham.
Did we get confirmation on that? Is she 14, 15?
Well, I think I'm 99% sure she's in year 9.
What does that make it?
14 to 15.
I saw a pitch under 16, so yeah, she's got to be. The
She has to. I think she's 15. Her and Abby Bastian both play under 15s together. Under 16s, sorry.
Right.
Do you remember how old you were when you first pitched your A-grade game, Steph?
She does.
I don't. Probably about that age.
As well, yeah. Same here.
Not me. I didn't.
So how's Ollie pitching a Premier League A-grade Wednesday night game, starting
Thriller.
pitcher, late night, and then she's got to roll up to year 9 tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I know. I'd be pretty jacked if I was
Me
her. I'd be
too.
pretty keen.
Yeah.
Pretty keen to get up there.
That is
Probably
pretty
got
cool.
a sore throat. Don't
Yeah.
want to go to school next day.
No, she goes to school.
Nah,
she signs
wants to.
autographs.
Yeah. Oh, love.
Right, we are back to the top of the 3rd inning. Brings up Sarah Tonkin, who the ground out her first at bat. So she'll be looking to make an adjustment. As always, anytime I'm on the commentary, I cannot leave out Sarah Tonkin's cleats.
I was just thinking that.
They are something that we like to focus on here at Spacequake. One day she'll sell them for some money, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Put that bunt down in the first inning. So
That's right.
that's
yes.
the one. It'll be interesting to see if she goes back to the short game or likely takes a long stick as she goes pretty aggressively at that one.
Takes a cut at a higher pitch. She's got good range, Sarah Tonkin. She's, for the most part, a left side pull hitter. Can absolutely drive the ball hard to the fence. And as I've said that, she's put it to right side, drops behind second base for a double. Do not slow her down. She didn't even need to slide. A stand-up double to the right side by Sarah Tonkin. She's not just a pull hitter, everyone. She can hit wherever. So
You can see here in the CMAX replay, she is taking off from the get-go. She can see that that ball's going to land in no man's land. That is a tricky throw and tag from the right side of the diamond. She does not break stride straight over there to second base for a stand-up double to start off the 3rd inning.
beautiful. What else do you want?
Beautiful.
Brings up Neve Adams. Running bunt attempt. She's dropped it down. It's spun beautifully. Not a chance that that is going to have an out attached to it. I was going to say earlier when we were talking about Neve, she's dropped so many safe running bunts recently, and I don't know whether that's giving some hints to other people watching, but she's got it down pat. She spins the ball well. She can't get out.
She's pretty comfortable there in that 2-hole, isn't she? Brings up Belinda White, the Olympian. In a 1-3 split situation for Seacombe, be interesting to see what they do here with Neve at the runner on 1. She's just demonstrated she's got some wheels. Sarah at third base also got some wheels.
She's bunting. She's pulled back from a bunt. Neve is very, very casually trotting to second base.
The old half, three-quarter.
The old half, three-quarter. Will I, won't I?
Yeah, those
Please
ones.
throw it.
Yeah.
Please throw it.
Come and get me.
Yeah.
But no, they've got runners at 2 and 3. None out. Bell up. And she's absolutely smoked this to the fence. Hits the fence on the full, actually. She's running in 2-run score, and she will stand up safely for a very, very pretty looking 2 RBI double.
She got every piece of that one, absolutely no doubt. Drove that ball perfectly, scored a couple runs.
It makes you think, should she have then in the play before with the 1 and 3 gone trying to get an out? Especially with Bell coming up to play. You've got your runners in scoring position. Bell's hit a great shot. You maybe should have then maybe tried to get it out that play before to at least stop 1 run.
That's a great strategy input. I love that.
Especially because if something happened and it didn't work through, as Maddie Cameron rips that ball to right field, and Sigurd just underneath that one, it's going to drop in, and Maddie's going to come in standing up at second base.
You really need to be taking those catches, especially on that on the quality of the batter.
Yeah. You can see Maddie hit that ball hard, Maddie hit that ball high, and it started to tail out towards the line, and Shoemaker out there in right field just sort of misjudged that a little bit, and it fell behind her as it started to spin away from her.
Maddie did well to get to second, though, on that. She, I guess, read the fumble a little bit and got to second.
Yeah.
Brings up Tash Straps, still with none out. And again, they find themselves none out, a batter in the box, and runners at 2 and 3.
Well, Seacombe need outs now, so forget the runners, let's get outs.
Absolutely.
Good pitch by Araha. Again, a good cut by Tash as well. Just still trying to get that spin going up. That's all my pitcher knowledge. Is that spin going up.
Yeah, Araha's always had a good sort of natural rise ball. It's just about harnessing that, making sure she can climb that ladder with that rise ball and offset it with that sort of low drop ball change-up option that she's also got, which is that pitch there.
Whoa, I actually thought that looked pretty good, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, good call. You guys are like predicting it into motion. That's some real pitcher brain going on here. I feel a little intimidated. This, I think, is a part of where the Sturt Falcons are a little bit dangerous. They get a couple on, they potentially force some errors to happen, they hit the ball hard, and then once they start a rally, it's very hard to stop them from sort of jumping on that rally, each batter after one or the other.
They're definitely that sort of momentum team, aren't they? As Tash swings and misses in that one. But the real danger is done in this lineup when, obviously, your Sarahs, your Neves, your Bells, your Maddies, they're always going to hit, and they're going to hit long. The real danger is done when the rest of that lineup starts to tick over, because there's absolutely no letting up in this Sturt lineup.
A strong swing from Tash, but Araha gets a strikeout, and they have their first out for the inning.
Well pitched by Araha there. You know, they're starting to hit her, so to come back there with the strikeout, that's a very good effort.
And what a good confidence boost as well.
Yep.
High for ball one.
So Riley had that hit back in the second inning that Ashley Carr took a screamer of in centre field. So with one out, a hit like that would potentially score a run this time. You can see centre field and everyone in the outfield still pretty deep on her. So they know they've got a lot of respect for Riley. They know she can mill the ball up pretty well.
That has been called a swinging strike, so she's on 1 ball and 1 strike.
Nice edge there from Araha.
Yeah, it was a good pitch. She tried her best to not stay off of it, but just got caught swinging. She had another crack at that, another good pitch, and now sits at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Seacombe really looking for another out here without allowing another run to cross. And she's punched this to centre field for a catch. She hits her cut beautifully, only allowing one run to score. So, I mean, a win for both sides. The centre fielder, Ashley Carr, does her job, takes a good catch, throws it in, hits her cut beautifully. Riley Moore does her job, gets the ball out there for an RBI. Sacrifice fly.
Great job there by Carr to hit that cut, knowing that runner from 3 was always going to score on that, and Maddie from 2 has got wheels. Carr was pretty deep. The run from Maddie from 2 was more than likely always going to stand up at 3. The real damage there would be done in any sort of throw that sort of missed a cut or bounced around, so did a great job really just to hold the runners.
Just got an update on the other field. At the moment, Port Adelaide are playing the Hills. It's the top of the 5th innings, and Port Adelaide are 2 runs to Hills 1. So a close game.
That's a close game.
Yeah, close game going on there at the
Very
moment.
important game for Port too, I believe.
Right.
This time of year, there's always a few of those going around.
Abby Kennedy has sent this flying to right field, and Sigrid...
Shoemaker.
Oh, wait. Yeah, I was right. Yep, sorry. Sigrid Shoemaker takes a good catch to end the inning. So... they get out of the inning, however, not without 3 runs damaged. So Sturt get on the board with 3 runs. And now it is Seacombe's turn to try and make some adjustments and get on to the very consistent tonight, Ollie Durham.
Well, she can relax now even more. You know, she's got some runs behind her now.
Yeah. I think like Seacombe. Oh, sorry, Kylie.
Go for it.
Cut
Yep.
you off. I think that Seacombe actually did a good job to sort of regain themselves that inning after, you know, a double, a bunt, and another double, then an error, and then actually did a great job to turn around and go out. So they actually sort of stopped the bleeding there, got through that bulk of the lineup, have an opportunity now to try and tack some runs on and reset again in the field. So some positive signs still coming out of the Seacombe Tigers bench.
Well, they need to also now bring it in the batting box. They really do need to start putting some pressure on this Sturt field.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Seacombe need to start making some of the adjustments to that sort of outside fastball, outside drop ball, outside change-up mix that Ollie just keeps throwing.
Yeah. And that's a mixture of where you stand in the batting box to trying to punch the ball, you know, to right field. Hit the ball late, hit the ball to the right side of the field where she's throwing it.
Brings up Georgia Tomkinson, the second baseman, up to bat. Oh, that was an inside pitch. Sarah heard me talking.
Well, maybe she should.
Yeah.
Georgia Tomkinson has a good cut at that, fouls it off to the right side for a strike.
Yeah, so you can see definitely is that go-to pitch tonight. Started with a ball and went straight back into that good strike outside pitch that Georgia just missed and fouled off.
Low for a ball. One ball, two strikes on the batter. She's gone inside beautifully. Whew, she is on fire tonight. Hot dog. Another strikeout from Ollie Durham in this middle. Man, she would be stoked.
She was just painting that outside corner of the plate quite well there.
Was it outside?
Yeah. It's because Sarah jumps quite significantly.
I'm also on a bad angle.
Yeah, if you're watching it,
maybe her framing's that good.
it is.
There you go.
It is. She is that good.
It is, yeah, she is. Brings up Brooke Moses to the plate. I'll just let you say where the pitch goes then. Was that high?
Oh, boy.
It might look like the pitcher does all the work, but the role of the catcher in out of frame and convince
unsung
behind.
Unsung heroes.
Absolutely.
I know from personally having to catch Steph in our junior career, it can be a bit of work.
Is that when we won a championship honour?
Yes, we won the school, only time South Australia's ever won the Schoolgirls National Championship, if we don't mind saying so ourselves. Another beautiful off pace, location unknown.
Outside. Oh, boy.
Battling well though, Brooke Moses.
That pitch just dies off the table, doesn't it? She's got such good command. She's hitting such good spots.
It is a night to have anything in your number that is twos. Bell's made a beautiful play in the gap, number 2. Ollie Durham pitching a screamer, 22. Brings up Sigrid Schumacher to the box.
So interesting here to see a lefties up to bat. And we have switched, so it's still outside on a lefty. That is that straightaway strike go-to pitch. So other side of the plate than when Ollie's been living, but outside for that lefty.
Good cut at the ball, brings up a strike for Sigrid in the box. Staying nice and composed in the middle. 2 out for the Falcons. We are in the bottom of the 3rd inning. We are still on International Women's Day. And hopefully there can be a rally started at the bottom of this inning. She's had another cut. That's going to signal 3 up, 3 down.
That was a 3 strikeout inning for young Ollie Durham. Not bad at all.
Crushing it. We're going to have to come up with some sort of nickname for her, I think, probably.
Nickname?
Give me an inning.
All right. I can do that for you.
All right, continuing the vibe.
Continuing the vibe.
Continuing the vibes tonight. Steph, who I know you've...
Oh, sorry, that was a bit loud.
was a bit. Sorry to everybody at home listening. What are some... you've mentioned a few females in your life that inspire you or are good role models to you. Do you want to give some more shout-outs?
Yeah, I think, as I said before, some of the most influential people in my life are people that are like quite close to me. Another one, which I almost feel like I might have stolen, I don't know who's on your list yet, but another one I want to shout out to is Jalen Ford.
Oofed.
Yeah.
Love that.
She is such... I've had the pleasure of playing on her team a few times. She is such a phenomenal person. She's a phenomenal pitcher as well, obviously, but she is just the most phenomenal person. Fantastic leader. She's someone that you just want on your team because you know at all times she just genuinely wants every single one of you to do your utmost best, and she will do absolutely anything for the team. If that means pinch running and hitting and coming into the field, she's done it all. She's just probably one of the most incredible people that I've ever met. So she's right up there for inspiring people on my list.
And at the end of the day, after all of that, regardless of how good she is at softball, she's a great person.
Which, what I said?
Yeah, but I'm reiterating it. Like, you could be the best softballer of all time, but like, imagine being the best softballer of all time and also being a good person. What a combo. Big shout out to Baby J. We miss you. Come back to South Australia.
Yeah, absolutely. As Abby Bastian is going to start off the bottom of the top of the third inning. What are we in? Top of the fourth inning as Abby Bastian is going to lead us off.
Really important Seacombe have a good innings here. Try and minimise batters getting onto the base. And here we go.
She's shaped for a running bunt. She is quite quick herself, and she's been called safe, and I think she was by a step. Yeah. Gets on for her first at-bat. I'm fairly sure she's definitely come into pinch run. Here's the CMAX clinical research replay. Has a beautiful bunt up the first baseline. Becky Havas fields it. It did have a bit of pace behind it, but she's that quick. She got there by a step.
I think Becky Havas hesitated there for a second.
Yeah,
wasn't
she broke
sure.
Back to the base.
Yeah.
For sure.
Whether Araha's going to get it or not.
Once she got that ball, she barehanded. There wasn't much else she could do, but it was that first step. You could see her hesitate back to the base to cover the base, thinking that maybe the pitcher would come across to get it. Realised she wasn't. That extra step, I think, is what cost them there.
Brings up Rachel Tonkin, who has just shaped to bunt and bunted for a foul, so for strike one. Got a feeling she might shape again. I've called it well.
And the runner
called for a strike. Abby Bastian's safely slid into second base for a stolen base too. Go the young'uns. Not only the girls, the young ones. So 2 strikes on batter Rachel Tonkin.
Yeah, important batter here for Seacombe Tigers, as we can see here in the CMAX clinical replay. Abby Bastian, very smooth slide into second base, may I add.
Beautiful pitch by Araha. That's great, especially with a runner just getting on. She did so well.
Yeah, what a crucial out there for Seacombe Tigers is that's going to bring up the top of the lineup, but with 1 out. So bringing up that top of the lineup with 2 on and none out would be a really tricky situation. The fact that they've managed to at least steal 1 out before we turn over the top of the lineup.
Sarah Tonkin drills this ball to shortstop. For a beautiful play by Rosa Vergara. Straight over, did not even think twice about it. Thought, nah, I'm getting this out. Chucks it straight over to Becky Havas. Has a good stretch. She's straight off the base, ready to have a look at that other runner to make sure there is no chance that she's going to score. So, very quickly, leadoff was on, but now we've got 2 out with Neve Adams up to bat.
And just going back, that was not only was that Abby Bastian's first hit for the A-grade Premier League, these were her first at-bats for the season. So she's gone 1 for 2 so far in the...
Watch out, Belinda White. You might be batting 500, but so is Abby Bastian.
And she's got a stolen base.
Goodness me. So Neve Adams has just swung for a foul ball. She's on a strike. Got safe on a very, very nice-looking, cheeky running bunt, her last at-bat.
It was a cheeky running bunt, wasn't it?
It was a bit cheeky.
Did you try a squeeze?
Oof, 2 out?
With 2 out, yeah.
Why not?
It will
go on.
create a bit of havoc, that's for sure.
I'm all for that. Play to win. Have a crack. Why not?
Because you see,
would you expect it?
Well, no. And then the Nationals. How many do we see in the Nationals in January?
Amen to that. Yep, lots.
And a lot of them worked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or was someone like Neve who was legitimately safe enough to just put down a run, fast enough to put down a running bunt.
Yep.
As the third base or a corner or a pitcher or catcher for Seacombe, if you see that bunt go down and that runner running home, it just makes you second guess. Hang on a second, where is the play? I know it's at first, there's 2 out, but there's a runner coming? Just creates a little bit of havoc for sure.
2 strikes. And a big strike 3. Strike 3 for the third out. Very, very up and about, the Seacombe Tigers. That could be a momentum shift for them. They'd be hoping so. As we head into the bottom of the 4th inning.
Let's bring it back down to you, Lana.
Ooh.
Who are your special women in your life?
Special women in my life. Well, I'm gonna throw it old school just first of all, and give a shout out to my mum.
Yeah.
She's a super inspirational sort of. She's great. She's a good role model. I'm also a teacher. She was a teacher and a principal, and great role model just for women in leadership. So I'm all about that. I'm all about the females up and about. But probably personally, as a bit of a softball idol of mine, but now someone I can happily, whether she's happy about it being a friendship, but someone I can happily call a close friend of mine is Mel McGee from West Torrens, University of Hawaii alum, absolutely crushed it in her college career for the Bows, was on some Australian squads, was a member of, well, you would have played with her too, for the Stars before they were the Stars.
Yes.
And yeah, just being able to play with her, yeah, it's just something else. And now having her on our coaching staff is pretty cool too. So shout out to those people, and shout out to just all, I think Steph and I can agree, all of our teammates that we play with, both for South Australia and for our club teams. We love having our friends. I think that's why we all keep playing softball, because of the people around us. So,
well, after coming back for I haven't been around for the last 17 years and just started playing again this year. The amount of people that were back from my day that are still around softball, absolutely fantastic to see.
Smashing shot from Rosa Vergara straight out to centre field. Maddie Cameron has attempted an 8-3, and holy guacamole, it was close. Rosa Vergara called safe. Great shot. Beautiful hit. But, yeah, on the CMAX clinical replay, she's come in. She's absolutely gloved it, and it was a very close play. Tash Straps has stretched beautifully for that.
And we have had a change in the pitching circle as well.
We have. We didn't see those. Again, there's too much going on. We've got Ruby Fidge.
Oh, she's... Oh.
Man, I don't know how people do this on a regular basis. There's so much going on. So Ruby Fidge has been the change in the circle. I cannot see any other changes. Another bunt attempt by Bianca Pash in the circle, unsuccessful. A pick-off attempt, just unsuccessful, Kylie.
Well, it looked like Rose actually took a hand off the base while the tag was still on her, so very lucky.
Both hands or just one?
She only had one on it, and she took it off just slightly. So,
what a great hit there by Rosa to come up in the top of the 4th inning. New pitcher, she's gone straight after it. She's an aggressive swinger. Speaking of inspiring women, Rosa herself has got 4 kids and a PhD. I'll tell you what, that's pretty impressive. It's 4, isn't it? There's a lot.
Yeah, and they're all girls as well.
Yeah, they are all girls.
Yeah,
and
girls.
Watch out, they're on their way.
Oh, they certainly are.
Right, I don't know the count, but it has been called strike 3, so she must have been on 2 strikes. But a strikeout for Ruby Fidge. She's come into the game, gotten her first strikeout, has had a safe hit off of her, but she's come back strong with that. Brings up Becky Havis to the plate.
There's that CMAX. Oh, you're right, Kylie. There's that CMAX replay.
Well, maybe there's something we didn't see. But we love a good challenge of the Blues, don't we? All a bit naughty.
Becky Havis struck out last at bat. She'll be coming up with a bit of vengeance to try and get herself on the board. Good block there by Tonkin.
Very hard worker, Sarah Tonkin.
Well, the advantage Sturt have had by pitching Ollie, none of the Seacombe players would have never seen her before. I'm sure they've all seen Ruby before, and that's why Rosa was able to get that good hit. She felt probably more comfortable hitting off
Third
Ruby.
base, Neve Adams fumbles it slightly to start with, but she comes back with an absolute rocket arm. Another fantastic up-and-comer we see on the replay here. Gets caught, gloves it a little, but just makes a beautiful throw, a beautiful stretch by Tash Straps as well. A great out to get Becky Havas out there. As we've said before, she's a very good hitter. So, yeah, another good out means that Sturt now have 2 out with a runner at 2.
Rocket of an arm Neve's got over there at third between her and Belinda.
Woof.
But, woof.
Yeah.
Is correct.
The blonde bombshells of the left side.
Oh, boy.
A cracking shot to Belinda White has just snuck through her legs. A good work by Ruby to get the ground ball there. Just hopped Bell's glove. If we look on the replay.
Yeah, Bell's feet real quick for her to be able to get to like a forehand position. It's almost like she overdid it a little bit. Like she was too quick for her own good, maybe.
Yeah.
Because she definitely got herself there, where I think a lot of other shortstops would have taken that backhand just because they're not quick enough to get in that position.
She's very fast. She's got great feet.
She does have great feet. Just missed that one, but kept it sort of in front, which stopped a run from scoring.
Means that Seacombe have runners on the corners on first and third. They do have 2 out. Will we see something sneaky? We think, why not here on the commentary desk? With Arahara up, another great bat in their lineup.
Ruby taking a leaf out of Ollie's book there and just painting that outside corner for a cool strike.
Check swing gets called.
It's 2 strikes now, so if I was the runner at first, I'd be going.
Yeah, have a crack. Maybe do a cheeky little come and get me. Who knows?
Cheeky come and get me.
Although Sarah Tonkin does have a good arm.
She does have a gun of an arm, doesn't she?
Blocks the ball well from Ruby.
Would have been perfect time to go then.
Yeah.
Araha herself, pretty good swing of the stick. She can definitely hit a long ball. Anything to the outfield here will score a run, though.
This could be the breakthrough Seacombe are looking for. Anything sneaky through the infield, although they do have a good defensive lineup, is going to score them a run. She punched this back to Ruby in the middle for a 1-3 for the final out.
Just an update from the other game, the other Diamond 2 at the moment. Port Adelaide still 2-1 up against the Hills, and it's top of the 6th.
Top 6, 2-1.
Yeah, they're
Gosh.
getting pretty close to time at 8:55.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right. Very close. That's a round. I think that's our. I love Kylie. I like that you're reading that out because I think the Around the Grounds is normally sponsored by Red Stars Cafe.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, Anthony.
Sorry, Red Stars Cafe. You got to get down there. They're doing lots of stuff at the moment. They're doing lots of specialty nights.
Yeah, providing me with hot tea on a cold West Beach Wednesday night too. Very much
Freebie,
appreciated.
super generous.
Yeah.
Great beers selection. Great cruises selection for those who like a fruity beer. And
Fruity beer. I like that.
A fruit beer.
A fruit beer, which is a cruiser.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with an actual
Fruity beer. No.
Especially with the finals coming up. I'm sure you girls are getting ready for the finals. Hopefully everyone can come out and grab a drink at the bar and come and watch some great softball because I think the final series is going to be a really good one to watch. Absolutely.
Yeah,
With how this season's gone so far, I don't think anything's written in stone.
Every
and
year
that's what you
the
want.
finals.
You want it close.
100%.
Yeah.
Every year it seems the finals are getting juicier and juicier. I do say so myself.
The talent is coming in hot.
Yeah, for sure. No games this weekend for the March long weekend. The junior state champs are this weekend, I believe.
Yes,
Yes,
heading
they are.
up there.
Out into the Riverland somewhere.
Yeah, up in Berry.
Yep, cool.
Seacombe have got a side going up, so my daughter Lucy's playing.
How exciting.
Woohoo. As Belinda White is going to lead off the top of the 5th inning.
Shivers.
Shivers. So Bell did have that double that just hit the top of the fence over by the home run hero sign.
Swung for a foul ball here. Great hands to the ball, Belinda.
Yeah, that's one thing about Bell is you know that she can quite legitimately hit for power every single part of the field. She can hit for power that right side and that left side. Like anywhere on the field, she can hit that for power.
Low for a ball. And she's a hard worker, and don't we love that?
And yeah, and the sneaky bugger can drop a bunt too.
Hate that.
I know.
Hate that about her, but love it at the same time. We're bringing up women tonight. Outside for ball 2. All right.
Bell White doing a good job of staying off those. Yeah, again, right there. Doing a
Picks a
fantastic
walk.
job, yeah, of not getting sucked into trying to go back with that double. Really good lead-off fashion. Picks herself a walk. Brings up Maddie Cameron.
It must be frustrating. You've just walked Bell White and up comes Danny Cameron to the next batter. You're thinking, oh, God, here we go again.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Maddie had a hit to left field and then that hit to right field in the 3rd inning. Interesting here to see, you know, typical close game, 3-0. You've got your lead off on, none out. Would you bunt her through, or would you give Maddie the long stick?
She's hit to left field pretty convincingly. Bell's tried to see if she can sneak another base. I just think there was potentially, I think Rosa was trying to cover second base for a steal.
Yeah.
And she
Got caught.
Yeah,
Some of it crossed up there.
Yeah.
I think that ball was hit pretty hard though. I think
Yeah,
even
it
if she hadn't,
would have been difficult to defend regardless.
absolutely.
Yeah. So we've got none out and runners at 1 and 2.
I might bunt now.
Still only a 3-0 ball game.
Yeah.
Tash Straps bunts down the first baseline. Becky Havis gets it for a beautiful, easy play to first base, and we have our first out for the 5th inning.
I think if I'm right, Tash got a strikeout the last turn at bat. So by letting Jenny get a hit and then coming up with that situation, perfect time to do a bunt.
Yeah, great bunt there by
Yep,
Tash Straps.
very good.
Becky
Textbook.
picked it up. Yeah, Becky picked it up pretty easy, pretty quickly. But Bell speedy over there on 2, read that really well. Becky had no other choice than to turn around and make the out at 1.
Brings up Riley Moore, who punches the ball to second base. Bell White saw the ball, was hit to second base, and was off like the clappers straight home. Pretty well, I keep saying beautiful.
Yeah,
really?
she read that ball. As
Yeah.
soon as that ball was hit, she didn't even hesitate. She went straight home. Georgia over there at second base did a really good job identifying, even though she was in close to make that play at home plate. Right away, she knew she had no play at home and needed to get an out somewhere on the field.
Brings up Abby Kennedy, the lefty hitter for the Sturt Falcons. She has a similar hit. Beautiful stop by Georgia Tonkinson. Unfortunately, does not get the out at first, but she angles back for that ball beautifully. Takes it, just isn't in time to get Abby out. She is a quick runner. Scores another run, though, so that means that the Falcons are now up 5-0.
Brings up Abby Bastian, who put down that safe bunt last time. We might see her square to slat, potentially. Or steal, as Abby Kennedy slides in safely over at second base.
Yeah, they've got lots of quick young talent coming up, the Sturt Falcons, which is a little scary for everybody else, unfortunately. But another good throw attempt by catcher Bree Lint, but just a bit quick from Abby Kennedy. Shows bunt again down the first baseline. Becky Havis very quick to it this time. Was ready to get her out, which leaves us now with a 5-0 ball game heading into the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, that's twice Becky Havis's underhand toss, that little bunt.
Yeah, I'm not going to pretend like I know anything about playing first base, so...
Yeah, it's a tricky play, isn't it?
It's hard with your angles and turning and working all of that out.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of turning.
It is a lot of turning.
So 2 runs scored that inning. Nice. So
Leaves
that
us,
gives Sturt 5-0 up in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Do you know what other women we should boost up on International Women's Day? Is any female volunteers. I mean, we love all volunteers. All right, we love all volunteers. But we have lots of amazing women that work really hard around softball, especially in our community. We've got a couple sitting next to us right now who give up. I'm sure they've got huge social lives that they just give up to be here every week. They put on the play-by-plays on the iScore. They sit here in the freezing cold, even when it rains, to do all the stats, to do all the scoring. Yeah, we just want to give a shout out to all the people that give up their time. Some people have families, some people have pets, some people have, you know, social lives. They give it up to be at West Beach. So huge shout out, huge the girls, to all our volunteer women out there. We love you. We think you're wicked.
Ashley Carr, last at bat, grounded out to first base unassisted back in the 2nd inning. Took a screamer of a catch back in the defensively back in the 2nd inning. Also took a couple catches since as she swings over the top of that ball, fouls it back behind the catcher.
It's also the young girls that are coming up in our junior ranks, you know. This is my daughter's 2nd year, and she comes and watches the A grade, goes, oh, look at Steph, look how good she is. I want to pitch like Steph. Or look at Courtney catching, you know, absolutely want to be like her. So you guys
drives this through the centre field, past Maddie Cameron, straight to second base. She's going to hold up at second. She knows the arms of these players, but we've just seen a beautiful shot. She's cheering. We love that. Up and about from Ash Carr. She's taken a screamer tonight, and now she's hit a double off Ruby Fidge.
Yeah, you can see here in the CMAX clinical replay, Maddie was shifted well left side, had a little bit of trouble at the fence, but respect for Maddie and Belle's arm, really, as that relay. Like, how much stronger of a relay can you get coming in from the fence? Annalie Dolman over there, head coach at third base, rightly so, held her up at second.
But we've got a lead-off double. What a vibe.
What a vibe. They had a lead-off single last inning too, so...
Do you know what's better than a lead-off single?
A lead-off
double.
Yeah. It's a mood.
Cut from Georgia Tonkinson at the plate now.
Just going to swing a little bit over the top of that one. Struck out last at bat. That was off of Ollie, so we'll see if she can make some adjustments and punch it into the field this time through. You can see with Ruby pitching, they're mixing it up. Sarah's mixing it up a little bit more inside and outside. That second time through that lineup as well. Yeah.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And Ruby Fidge gets her second strikeout for her night. Up to the plate now is Brooke Moses. Sasha Mutsi, who has replaced Brooke Moses.
She wasn't in our starting lineup. Normally hitting leadoff for Seacombe.
Oh, we're a little bit late on this. Sorry. I'm bad at my scorebooks. And then, okay, thank you.
So a couple changes to the Seacombe lineup a few innings ago. So Sasha Mutsi is in for Brooke Moses, and Bryony Pearson is in for Sigrid Shoemaker, who is on deck.
I don't think we missed an at-bat from them, though.
No.
Okay.
So Sasha herself, on-base weapon too, often leading in the leadoff spot for Seacombe Tigers.
Punches the ball into play. Ruby Fidge takes a beautiful backhand play for an out at first. And they just make... Ashkar just slides into third. Belle White makes an interesting tag attempt. Unsuccessful. But, yeah, beautiful base running by Ashkar. Sasha Mutsi does her job in pushing the run around. We're looking at the CMAX clinical replay now. Beautiful backhand by Ruby. Neves just come off the base to help her out. I think that's why Ashkar took the base. There was no one there for a little bit. A good throw, 1 hopper. I think everyone's okay.
Yeah, it looks like the ball may have hit Bell. Something hit someone there.
Just looked like a good game of Twister, actually. But everyone's all right, which is what we like to see. So runner at 3, 2 out, and Bryony Pearson at the plate. Good flat pitch there.
Painting that inside part of the plate really well.
Good chat tonight from both teams as well. For a Wednesday night, if you've never experienced one, some can be a little bit dead because it can be quite cold, chilly, and not many people are out and about on a Wednesday at West Beach. So it's good to hear both teams getting around their batters still in the 5th inning. Low for a ball.
Yeah.
Good reach by Sarah.
Saved a run really there. She's pretty solid behind the plate over there. Little Sarah.
She's made an adjustment on the bat here, hoping to punch the ball into play. Gets it on the outside, I think. Everyone.
Yes.
Got a final score from the other Diamonds. Port Adelaide have kept the lead and beaten Hills 2-1.
2-1, wow.
In 6 innings.
6 innings. That must have been a very 3-up, 3-downy sort of game by the sounds. I mean, low scoring, obviously, but that'll be, I think Port will be happy with those points. All right, we are heading into the top of the 6th inning.
So with that win for Port Adelaide, that puts them up to 28 points, so tied with Walkerville for 3rd spot. Sturt are on 29 points, so if it stands as is, a win tonight will punch Sturt up to 31 points, and they will be 3 points clear of both Walkerville and Port, who will be tied in that 3rd, 4th spot. Runs against Walkerville at the moment have better runs against than Port Adelaide, so they'll be sitting 3 and Port Adelaide sitting 4.
Wow, how close. The race for 2nd, 3rd and 4th, very interesting. And I think the next few games will really sort of tee that up. I know that Walkerville and Port play twice more before the end of the season. So very, very interesting end to this Premier League season.
That would be all the games left too for those two teams.
Yes.
2 more
Good
games
spot
against each other.
Yep.
But with Sturt in that 2-hole, they must be feeling pretty comfortable because one team below them would have to win twice to actually leapfrog them.
Yeah, and they would have to lose twice.
Not win another game.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Rachel Tonkins sent this out to left field, but she's sent it over right near the dental school sign, and she's a quick one. She's rounding 2. She says, not today, and she stands up safely at 3rd for a stand-up triple. Do you know what's better than a lead-off single and a lead-off double, Steph? That is a lead-off triple, and Rachel Tonkin has just done that.
You couldn't have planned that better yourself, could you? Here we can see on the CMAX replay. She got absolutely all that ball right by the dental for school signs. So you can do a pretty good job of getting that ball in. A little bit of a fumble out there, but Rachel Tonkin held up at 3rd there, so no further damage done.
Brings up older sister Sarah Tonkin. You couldn't tell that she was older. She's shorter, but she's got good power. I'll give it a shout out as always. Sarah's Instagram is stfit. She runs a business and she's very fit and she's very good at her job. So please follow along. Sarah Tonkin also punches this to left field. We're having a lean.
That's going to land fair as it's going to hit the line and trail into that corner. And we're looking for she's going to run all the way home. Sliding, that's an in-the-park home run by Sarah Tonkin.
Get around her. She is an in-the-park home run. I've just said they were speedy, but wowza. She's absolutely knocked this down the line. If we see this on the clinical replay, she did. She absolutely just licks the left field line. Very, very fast. Rounding 3rd base as the deep cut gets the ball and a stand-up in the park home run. Jordan Lambert Harris, eat your heart out. Neve Adams smokes this ball to Rosa Vergara at shortstop, who fields it perfectly, unfortunately, but just lets go of the ball. A little bit of a Palmer by the looks. We've all been there. And Neve Adams now stands up safely at second. So very quickly, we had if you've missed the last sort of 4 pitches, Rachel Tonkin stand-up triple, Sarah Tonkin stand-up home run, Neve Adams double. Well, infield, gets to second off an error, unfortunately. We don't like saying the E word, but it happens.
Seacombe just called time to try and stop the roll of Sturt's bats. Just give it a breather for a minute. Tell everyone just to, keep calm, get basic outs.
Yeah, and bringing up Belinda White and Maddie Cameron as the next 2 hitters here are really important for Seacombe, just to take a breath, settle themselves, play the moment, and not try and think about other things that they can't control anymore or what might be, but just play the game how it is, hit your spots, see the ball, catch the ball, throw the ball, all of that good stuff.
It now puts us at a 7-0 lead to Sturt in the game with none out. They're doing really well to get their relays in. Unfortunately, at this point in the game for Seacombe, Sturt are just making good contact. And sometimes, we all know, sometimes when teams just make good contact, there's not a lot you can do about it. So they're doing their jobs as best as they can, getting behind their pitcher, and Araha will be looking to come back strong on Belinda White.
And for Bell right now, coming into this at-bat, where she's seen some fantastic shots of the ball before her. I'm sure she wants to join that party, but really important for her to stay disciplined here. Know that they're probably going to be really conscious of pitching around her and not try and, swing at those pitches that aren't really her pitch to hit. So you can see her taking a few balls, getting a little bit behind in the count, but absolutely trusting herself and trusting her hands, knowing that if it's there again.
She now sits at 1 ball and 2 strikes. High outside for ball 2.
Araha's got to come back here, hit a good spot.
Yeah, against hitters of the calibre of Bell and Maddie, it's all you can really do is focus on hitting your spots. As soon as you try to blow it past them, you're going to find yourselves in all sorts of trouble.
Oh, so close. She smokes this one down the left field line. It's going to score Neve Adams comfortably. She will stand up at second comfortably, but I'm not going to lie. I think Sasha Mutzi's at third base. She nearly had that catch. That was zoomed past her head. I think it actually potentially even tipped her glove.
Yeah, and Pearson in left field did a really good job of cutting that off, because that could have easily been another in the Parker with the speed of Bell down the line.
Yep.
But yeah, maybe the combination of potentially tipping Mutzi's glove, Pearson doing a really good job of getting around it to help keep that ball in front of her.
Brings up Maddie Cameron, who leaves the first pitch as a high ball.
Here's just a replay of that in the Parker that we've had previously. I saw Sarah was just trotting up the line to start with. She didn't really get on her bike at the beginning, did she?
Which is even more impressive.
Now she's on her bike.
It looked like she cut second base off, actually.
Yeah.
She might have cheated.
Speedy. So Maddie's had 2 safe hits to left field so far this game, and that pop up to right field. As she check swings that one foul to keep herself in the count.
Now an 8-0 ball game. We are at the top of the 6th inning, and it is about 15 minutes left of gameplay. So Seacombe will need to come back in their batting inning and shut this down. Very close inside pitch. Three and 1 on the batter. high inside. 4. Ball 4.
Great discipline there by Maddie. Again, after seeing some good pieces of the ball, does a really good job of just staying with herself, not trying to swing at pitches that she's got no business swinging at. Picks herself a walk to bring up Tash Straps with runners on 1 and 2 and still none out here for Sturt Falcons.
Good bunting situation again, but I think Tash wants to get a hit here. Join the party.
Yeah, and I think leading into finals, Coach Adams will want all of the bats firing from all of her team 1 to 9, plus the girls that she's got on the bench. So she's going to want to give them lots of opportunities to see the ball, hit the ball, get some extra at-bats, get some extra swings under their belt leading into those really important finals rounds.
And what a great first season back in the Premier League for the Seacombe Tigers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Coached by Annalie Dolman, who is, well, she's young for my vintage, but Tash Straps pops this one up. Catcher Lint takes a great catch for their first out. But no, Annalie Dolman, coach for the Seacombe Tigers. How old would she be? How old are you?
She's 2 years older than me.
Right, I don't know how old
She's 29.
She's 29, right. Doing a really good job. I think she's brought a bit of pizzazz back to the Seacombe Tigers, obviously bringing them back into the Premier League. Probably haven't won as many games as they would have liked, but they've come in with a good attitude, and I think she's really brought that sort of fun and fight back in.
They've been competitive in so many games as well, and they did win a game. They had a draw or so here and there, so they were on the board. They were in and around more games than they weren't. And seeing young Araha out there on the mound, she's done a fantastic job all season. She's continued to plug away. She's ridden through all the highs, all the lows, and it's so great to see her back out in the circle again. Super, super promising things to come.
And don't we love seeing more people get more opportunities to play in the Premier League? Another team adds another one to the whole lineup. It's only going to make everyone better.
Absolutely.
They'll get a lot of experience out of coming back this year, and it's only going to get better as the years come from. They've got a lot of juniors in the club now that, you know, can watch these guys see a future now as part of their club. So
get an opportunity.
Absolutely.
It wasn't long ago that Port Adelaide themselves were in a several-year losing streak, and to come back and win a Premier League Grand Final last year, that was a really quick turnaround. I think only a few years between several-year drought, not winning a single game, into winning a Premier League. Like, if you're Seacombe, you've got to be thinking, like, hey, they can do it, why can't we do it too?
Yep, 1 year at a time. Riley Moore, batter in the box. We've got one out, runners on 1 and 2 still for the Sturt Falcons. She's just fouled one off down the left field line.
She's had a couple good pieces tonight. That catch that Carr took in centre field, also a sack fly that was really like a sack line drive.
Oh.
Dirty little pitch there. As
Low.
Damien says no swing on that one.
I'd also be asking.
Catcher Lint.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Ian Gray, absolutely. That's strike 3 on the hitter. Great pitch by Araha.
We're just giggling at a bit of old school lip from Lindy Radigan to the Blues. Nothing's changed. Abby Kennedy in the box now fouls that one off to the left side. Araha gets a strike up on the board. They do have 2 out. They will need, well, this will probably be the end of, I'm assuming this will be the last inning, but Seacombe will be looking to get back on the board.
Good cut by Abby just underneath it as Araha places that up and in rise ball on a lefty, which is a really tricky pitch for a pitcher to throw.
That's a tough sentence to say.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
But that was very, very well played. She's got excellent command of that pitch there. She just tries to climb the ladder, but Abby Kennedy hasn't bited it. Abby is 2 for 3 tonight with a bunt, infield single, and did pop up to right field. So she'll be looking to extend that, move some runners around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Swings hard at this one. It pops up to the left side. Third base, Sasha Mutzi is under that for the 3rd out. So there's a bit more of a scathing. They score another 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, that's my maths. So it is 8-0, heading into the bottom of the 6th inning.
So moving into what could be the last inning here, we like to talk about some of our CMAX performances of the game. So far, there's been some pretty phenomenal performances across the board, and one can't go past superstar first-time starter Ollie Durham. She pitched 3 innings for 3 perfect innings, mind you. Only had 9 hitters, 6 strikeouts. 6 strikeouts for 9 hitters.
That's wild.
In your first ever
Debut.
Premier League. Yeah, that has got to be up there for me. There's many others as well. Sarah Tonkin behind the plate has done a fantastic job. Obviously, leading Ollie through that, moving through, catching to Ruby as well. She's hit an in-the-park home run, a double. She's absolute stellar behind there. Belle White's had a couple really good hits. Lana, any other? Did I take it all away from you?
No. You've summarised it pretty well. Yeah, I mean, the Sturt lineup's done very well. Yeah, I mean, it is hard to go past the debutante in the middle. If we're going to look at Seacombe, you can't. I thought you were going to roll into the rhyming. I thought you were going to roll into the superstar Ash Carr, who's taken an absolute screamer of a catch and has hit a double. But not only hit a double, she celebrated it really cool. So she'll be up there as well for one of mine. Kylie, did you?
I think you've covered it perfectly, girls. No need for me.
Ticked it all off.
That one, yep. But Ollie, I think that's a fantastic performance. You know, your first game, 6 strikeouts. Any game you get 6 strikes out, you think you've had a good day.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
Let alone 6 strikeouts in 3 innings.
Exactly.
Far out, Brussels sprout.
And always looked in control.
Absolutely.
You know, control of every pitch.
Rosa Vergara fouls this one off right side. Do you two remember your first? Do you remember how you pitched in your first ever debut?
No. I don't.
Kylie, that was only a couple years ago.
Oh, just a few. I remember my first grand final.
Yeah.
West Adelaide. Russell Martin was coaching.
West Adelaide.
West Adelaide.
Lordy, what were you, the West Adelaide what?
Panthers.
Panthers.
Oh, as that ball takes a bit of funny bounce. Sarah has a bit of a giggle about that one too. Not much she could do. Sorry, steamrolled
West
that.
Adelaide Panthers.
Yes.
Panthers.
So you
What
wouldn't even know
colour?
those.
What colour was
Were they
your
purple?
uniform?
Tell me you were purple.
Were you red and black? Because
Red, black and white.
Yeah.
And that's actually how I got my nickname Plugger. Because I
Oh.
was number 4. So
Yeah,
I was
right.
like Tony Lockett.
Hey,
You know
there
who
you
Tony
go.
Lockett is?
Yes, I know.
Yes,
Yes, he
yeah.
played for the Swans.
That's right.
That was my grandma's
Well, I used
favourite
to play
player.
for St Kilda.
Oh, really?
And they were the same colours,
Oh,
see?
there you go. Well, you know more info than me, which you should.
Tracy Thompson pitched in that game as well.
Rosa Vergara sends this to third base. A beautiful pick and on-the-run play by Neve Adams. That's her specialty play, the on-the-run play. She loves that with her bullet arm, and that's the first out.
Yeah, what a fantastic play there by Neve. Attacks it from the get-go, picks it up on the bounce, throws it off the wrong leg.
Cruisy.
No doubt, yeah, she makes it look so easy, doesn't she?
She does it. That's actually harder than it looks. Can confirm. Single. Oh, and the game continues. Georgia Pash. It gets past left fielder Abby Bastian, and she stands up at second base. She also has a little dance party at 2. We love a celebration. She smoked that.
Yeah,
Cannot
she did.
wait to see the replay of that hit. And we can see it right now. Belle doesn't even have time to do her special dive.
No, any ball that you hit past Belle must be hit pretty hard. As
She just
Bianca
timed it.
Pash has
Yeah.
that's Bianca out there for all those playing at home. Not Georgia.
What did I say?
You said Georgia.
Georgia.
I
Did I
think
say-
you got Georgia, Tompkinson, and
Did I say
Bianca.
Georgia Pash?
Yeah, you
I'm
did.
so sorry.
That's okay.
That's not rare. I often do mess up. I'm so sorry, those listening at home. Bianca Pash crushes it.
She does indeed. Brings up Becky Havers as she just fouls that one off there. Becky, as we said, has some long ball stick in her, but she'll be looking, you know, the outfield giving her a bit of respect. There's some holes out there. If she can hit one of those holes, that's definitely going to drive in a run for the Seacombe Tigers.
And she does. She punches it right side. Abby Kennedy is there, though, ready to go. Hits the cup perfectly. No chance Bianca Pash is going to get anywhere. But a good contact hit by Becky Havers. Just unlucky that they played that very well. And that's our second out.
So Bree Lint, the catcher, coming up to bat here for the Tigers is 2 out, runner on 2.
She
smokes that ball up the middle to centre field, Maddie Cameron. Bianca Pash is going to hold up at third. And Bianca Pash keeps the Seacombe Tigers rolling.
We love this. We love some late action in a game.
I just said Bianca Pash, didn't I? Bree Lynn. Bree Lynn keeps the Tigers rolling. Oh, my gosh.
Maybe Georgia Pash exists somewhere in the world and we just don't know. But three ripper hits. Becky Havis's was a good hit, just caught. But we have had 3 really good hits this inning. She's being replaced by Schumacher as the runner.
It's a temporary runner for the catcher with 2 out.
Yep, and we've got runners on the corners. Brings up Araha. It's a bit of a why not situation. You're having a go. Having a go. Get on the board.
Got nothing to lose now. Might as well just go for it.
Absolutely not. You're never out of a game.
No.
Good eyes there by Ara to stay off that low and outside pitch, which has really been that pitch tonight that Seacombe have really struggled with, that low outside pitch. We saw it with Ollie. We've seen it with Ruby. So Araha has good eyes just to stay off that. Know that if it comes up a little bit like that one, she's going to need to foul it off. But that seems to be that pitch tonight. But Seacombe are really Sturt finding the hole. Seacombe are just not trying to... They're just struggling to punch that ball into play, really. Part of that you can see how back in the box Araha is as she drives that ball up the middle as Belcrete makes a diving catch to get the force out at 2. And Damien behind the plate is going to call game with an 8-0 victory to Sturt.
I'm sure we'll see that replay. Here it is again. Araha crushes this one. Bell just has such good feet. She makes it there. Kind of gets her knee stuck in the ground a little bit and is able to make an easy force play to Rachel Tonkin at second base, although she looks a little bit ginger walking off from that one.
Yeah,
I think she hit a few things. Yeah, got trapped. But yeah, we lead into the end of the game. So 8-0 to the Sturt Falcons, but a good game. Wonderful chatting with you tonight, ladies.
Yeah, some great hits there by Seacombe in that last inning as well. They were getting some really good contact, getting the ball into play. Such good signs, such good promising signs for them moving forward.
Well, I think we've gone through our players of the game. Do we want to do like a vote, or are we just happy to just say that?
There's so many of them.
There is so many. But
Ollie's definitely out in front for me. What a phenomenal start for her on International Women's Day.
On International Women's Day.
What a day to be a woman.
Beautiful.
And to be Ollie.
She gets the privilege to walk
over
over
at
to the
her.
opposition.
And of course, Tash Traps with her 300th Sturt game over 500 Adelaide
competition games.
Yeah.
Super, super good. Celebrating women in sport. We love that. All right. Well, thanks for joining us from wherever you are around Australia and the world. A big thank you to everyone that's been involved tonight. Kylie, Steph. Enjoy the rest of your night as fully sick women of the world.
Thanks, Lana.
Thanks.
Night, guys.
Night.